Hey designers, today I sat down to start building a new website design in Webflow for a work project that I'm working on at the moment, and I thought I'd stream as I did it. So what you're about to see was originally streamed as a 2.5 hour live stream on Twitch. This is a heavily edited, cut down version for if you just want to get a quick overview of the process of converting a design in Figma to a build in Webflow. So yeah, let's get into it and I'll show you how I built out the site and got a really good base in place during this first build session. Let's go. This site here is what I'm working on today. First thing I'm going to do in my Webflow project is add my fonts. I'm just going to work down the page, I think. I'm going to export a little logo here. It's been a while since I built anything in Webflow, so if you are all here expecting something good, you may be disappointed. But hey, we'll work on it together. Do I want to add it within a section? Probably, to keep things tidy. Always add classes as you go. I need to do a video about how I use text expander, but I have all of our brand colors saved. So I just, to get this navy, typed semicolon navy, and it was in there. And I'm gonna add it in here so that it is in my color palette in Webflow. And how much padding we got at the top and bottom here. And my media library. Okay, next I need to add a container. I'm slowly remembering how Webflow works. That's right, and I usually make this wider, don't I? How wide is my container here? Mine's 1170, yeah, that makes sense, okay. I think this is called BEM, this sort of style of naming classes. I tend to do it in Webflow even though it's not 100% necessary. And in this we're going to put some text. I forgot that actually something that I normally do in a Webflow project, I'm going to do this now, is create a style guide page that I don't actually publish. So let's do this so that that can be the place that I come to make all my fonts and things. That'll do for now. I'm gonna change this. Now we're gonna use some flexbox, my fave, to sort this out. Cool. And then this will also be flex, and we'll have things go side to side. Let's add in the other little bit, which is that link. So I can do a cool thing where you hover on this little arrow goes boop boop. Hopefully, that's the plan. Cool, that's good enough for now. Let's move on. I'm gonna make the whole background this color. Navigation comes next. This is gonna have a photo background. I have that photo somewhere, I believe. I think it needs editing, but we'll use it for now. Okay, this is gonna be our navigation. I need to export you. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I have not thought about how to code this little guy yet with the side here. That's okay, we'll get there, let's not stress out. I think I wanna do these as a link block so that I think it'll make it easier to add this bottom bar on. Wait, I think I want to do margin, not padding. For when I bring in that bottom underline. Okay. Now let's make this flex. Side by side. And bottom. That's the bottom part done. How should I do the side? What I'm essentially going to try and do is have this div with a little side border and like cheat the connection to the bottom. So we'll give it a negative bottom margin of 10, so it sort of lines up. We'll give it a side border that is blue. And how tall did I make this? Well, when I did it in Figma, I drew it as one line apparently, so I don't know. Does everyone else measure this way by just like drawing a box? It is about 36 high. We'll make it 35. Okay. If we come in here and give it a height of 35 pixels. Yo, I think that worked. We just can't see it right now because the photo is in the way. I'll just quickly adjust this so that we can see. Ooh, so close. Okay, so it's not quite connected. What have I done wrong here? Thinking. Ah! We did it! That looks pretty cool. I think it might need to be a little bit taller though. Nice! Hover states. See, this is what I mean about like, if you understand how code works, it can make using Webflow easier. So this is going to link to, actually it's going to be the homepage. Let's style, yes, current is going to have a bottom border that is blue. I'm really hopeful that I can add some cool interactive stuff to this. I think this is the best way to approach things, is just get stuff in there as quick as possible. Now we can add a heading. This is going to be interesting. This is a line that I want to have sort of like animate down the page as it loads to sort of encourage you to read down. But yeah, me and Webflow interactions are not very good friends yet. I'm looking forward to learning more about that for this project. Grid time. I'm trying to get into using grid rather than columns with floating and stuff, but I don't always do it well. Yeah, because if I can make a line that's in like this whole section, I think that'll be better. Let's see. I'm thinking I need to do some like negative margining with it or something like that. Like what if its height was 120%? Yeah, that didn't do anything. You see what I'm going with here? But the problem is making sure that it still also stretches the full length. Wonder if some flex is needed? When in doubt, use flexbox. I think I need more content in here first. And then I'm going to add a link block. Let me do some more thinking about this line here. Let's give this grid a name and then give it a margin so that it sits out from the side a little bit. It's going to be something to do with potentially z-index and positioning. See, I feel like, how would you figure this out if you didn't know how code worked, right? Yes, okay. But then we want this guy to be, how do I make you the full width of the content? So we've got a minimum height. Okay. Hey, that's looking promising. I potentially might end up making this 2 lines, like one here that sort of perfectly connects to this and then do the timing of the load in, but we'll see. Yeah, because this is going to be a nightmare to position constantly at the different breakpoints. I don't know. This is definitely going to be one of those things that I have to change how it's set up once I figure out how I'm doing it. I know that. That's okay. I don't even know if you can see this in the design, but I do have a light like texture at the side here that I want to put in. Hey, that's better. We gotta change how we did the setup of this margins though, but that's okay. Okay, this one has a blue background. Oh, this is gonna be tricky as well. I forgot this part. yeah, not loving this heading. It's gonna need a custom max width to it. What have I got here? 520. There we go. That's how I always get, like, I don't know, better looking type. And then we will add a, I believe it is a tabs box. Yeah, this is what we'll use there. I'm doing it this way because I believe that on mobile I'm gonna want it to sort of like be like this. So you see this example first. Yeah, current thinking anyway. Let's export this little. Hopefully I can change the color using code, would be preferable. Might mean editing the SVG, but that's okay. Actually, yeah, can I do that within Webflow? I don't know. I didn't think about that. I kind of want that to happen for the arrows as well. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Commit, do the tabs. We got this. I've done SVGs changing color on Webflow before, but now I don't remember how I did that. I'm sure it'll be easy to discover. I like doing these little spacing classes like this. I believe that's very, like, I think it's quite tailwindy. So this I think needs to be flex. Nice. That's all right for now. I also have no idea how to make this. Ugh. This is just gonna be a click to tweet link. It's the Instagram one that's gonna be difficult. Maybe you need to be rich text to do that different color thing. I don't know. Yeah, you probably need to be rich text. Okay, I'm gonna put that on the list of figure out. Because I need to be able to, I really did want to have these italic and yeah, a different color. Add in a link block. Okay, I don't want to tackle the Instagram stuff right now. I think what I do need to do though is make this, the space between this grid wider. Let's keep moving. So these, I actually need to get a new one made of each, but for now we'll just export these to use. How am I gonna do these? We're just gonna add a div in here. And I kind of want them to cut off the side, but without causing overflow. There we go, that, I guess. Let's put a shadow on as well. Why you're so intense. I wonder if I really need these to bleed off the side or if I can, you know, move them into the middle to make life easier for myself. You know, maybe we do something like that instead. Let's try it. I think it could be fine. Position absolute plus Z index 1 and relative. Yeah, that could be it. Should we try that instead of the overlap thing? What if I put a negative margin on the side? Is it gonna cause... No, it doesn't cause scroll. Cool. I don't know how that's gonna go when I do the different breakpoints, but for now it's working, so I'm not mad at it. Okay, grid time. Nope, container time. But I don't want the gap between all the columns to be that. I just want the gap between this column Can I do that? I don't think I can. I might just put some margin on this to cheat it. I don't know, we'll try this for now. What's the best way to arrange this, I wonder? Just do that a little bit to offset somewhat. Yeah, you were bothering me though. Boom! There we go. That's what we wanted. And then this bit here. I feel like it could be nice if I tried to spin it with transform, because then I could sort of like have it move into place as an animation. That could look nice. So the pieces of this block, I think, are this as a div, or do I do it as a top border? Yeah, probably a top border. And then another div block within this for the stuff beside. This would be a good case for me to do one of those components, that symbols that you can override. So if I make this flex, that gets us part of the way there. Nice, that'll work. So this is the film promo block. Ooh, I think I will set up a CMS collection for these. I think I want to do my own embeds rather than the YouTube embed, so we'll see. What else? This bit as well, yep. And this is very undesigned at the moment. But there's obviously like lots to refine, but I'm also a big fan of like getting the MVP built first, and then we'll do the fun stuff like adding the animations and things like that. I think we'll do a div for this, a div for this, yep. For this, let's try add borders around most of the sides. Now let's flexify this, my favorite time. There we go, I think that works. But what we want this to do is actually do the either side thing. Yep. Then there'll be a div block within this with the content. Nice, and then the form will come in there. And that will be embedded via JavaScript from ConvertKit. Shall I start thinking about the video? Probably. That's a wide video. Let's just get this as an example video for now. Yeah, you very large. Unless I just put it in a div that's smaller, maybe that would work. That's better, okay. Let's get the content in here for the Instagram. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here because I need to go eat something before I record my podcast. But yeah, we made progress. We've got a good base in place. The styles are set up, so that's good. Next time I need to figure out all the little errors that in the stuff we just made. I'm gonna set up these as a CMS collection as well, all of our featured creators. so that way it'll just be so much easier to add that in the CMS and pull it in as a collection list than it will be to copy and paste that all the time. So I think the next time we'll be fixing things, and then the time after that will hopefully be being able to add animations and stuff like that. Thanks for watching. If you want to join these streams live in future, then you should definitely go and follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/CharlieMarieTV. I like to stream once a week-ish, either a work session like this or some gameplay as well, just for fun. But it would be fun to have you over there to follow if you want to join in the live chat throughout. It's like a nice bit of co-working and company while we get stuff done. Yeah, hope you enjoyed seeing my progress, and stay tuned for more as I continue to build out this site. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!